How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we've got actually a shorter video for you guys today. We're pretty much just going to be talking about how this new kind of article came out, and apparently Audi is going to be abandoning any production on new internal combustion engines. So before we actually get into that, I did just want to remind you guys I'm going to be doing my very first giveaway on the channel. Once we hit 1,500 subscribers on the channel, I'm just going to be giving away like $100 worth of my merchandise to one subscriber and one subscriber only. So all you have to do is definitely go down there and click subscribe. It's just open to my subscribers. Again, it's absolutely free and definitely helps me out a lot as a smaller YouTuber. So before we actually get into it, definitely be sure to go down there and subscribe. And if you are new to my channel, I do car reviews, automotive news videos kind of like this one, DIY videos, and a bunch of other types of videos that have to just do with the automotive world. So again, definitely be sure to subscribe down below. But now actually getting into this article, as you guys can see, the title of it, Audi abandons a combustion engine development. Now I will leave the link to this article as well as the other article I'm going to be talking about in this video down in the description below. So again, definitely be sure to check those out, and obviously like all credit goes to the original website and the original writers for these two articles. So now pretty much this article, it's a very brief article, but it talks about how the Audi CEO Markus Duesmann, I'm sorry if I pronounced that name wrong, but he's pretty much the exact quote, as you guys can see right here, is, "We will no longer develop a new combustion engine, but we will adapt our existing combustion engines to new emission guidelines." So pretty much what this means, to kind of like dumb it down, I guess, they're not like, it's not like all their 2022 models or all their 2023 models that they're going to be making within the next year and coming out with are all going to be EVs, but they're basically going to take all the internal combustion engines and drivetrains that they already have and kind of just develop them to fit the European Union's more stricter guidelines when it comes to emissions that they're really trying to emphasize over in Europe. Now, the plans for the Euro 7 standard are technically a huge challenge with, at the same time, little benefit for the environment. This places extreme restrictions on the internal combustion engine, the CEO says. So he didn't give a specific date that Audi would sell the last new car or new internal combustion engine or whatever, but again, this is like very bad news if you're a car enthusiast, specifically if you're an Audi enthusiast and you like this brand, because as far as I know, Audi is the first car manufacturer, vehicle manufacturer that manufactures internal combustion engines or whatever, or regular traditional like vehicles, gas-powered vehicles, and they're actually the first manufacturer that I know of that is kind of stopping or again abandoning the internal combustion engine development. So this is again the first manufacturer that I've heard of actually doing this. Now that being said, a little bit further down in the article here, it also basically says that Audi is kind of following the path of Mercedes, which also confirmed that no new generation of internal combustion engines would be developed. So I guess this is more of a trend with European car manufacturers, because over in Europe they do have stricter, I guess, emission guidelines than here in the United States or North America in general, or over in Asia for that matter. Now that being said, obviously this does have to do with a lot of politics and different laws and regulations, of course. So I never really want to get too political in my views. I mean, I'm a car channel, and personally everyone's going to have their own opinions. So again, let me know what you guys think of this down in the comments below, whether this is a good decision by Audi to kind of try to get ahead of the curve, as well as Mercedes too, to try to get ahead of the curve when it comes to the European Union's stricter emissions guidelines. Now that being said, should some North American or specifically American car manufacturers, should they kind of go in this direction as well to keep up with competition over in Europe and their sales overseas? Now, I did not want to have this kind of video to be all doom and gloom, so again, you can kind of check out this article down in the description below. It's a very brief article though, as you guys can tell, but it does include a little bit more information specifically about Audi's e-tron line, and then you do have people down in the comments below saying how the end is near and this is a stupid decision and everything else. So definitely check out this article. But again, I didn't want this entire video to kind of be like doom and gloom. So I did want to go back and talk a little bit about this article. I already touched on it on my video actually talking about this new Porsche e-fuel or whatever. So I'll leave a link on the top of the video right now to that video that I made probably a couple weeks ago now. But if you haven't heard already, and if you haven't seen my other video, Porsche is actually working on this new like synthetic fuel to pretty much make these internal combustion engine vehicles as clean as new EVs. So I definitely highly suggest, if you haven't already, definitely go check out this article by Car and Driver. And again, if you haven't seen my video on it, it will be at the top of the video, as well as, you know, probably one of like the information links or whatever. So again, it's not all doom and gloom, but it's very interesting to see Audi and Mercedes kind of taking the approach and really trying to embrace the new, I guess, wave of electric vehicles and really try to kind of cut back and just pretty much just cut their entire, you know, development of internal combustion engines or internal combustion engine drivetrains or whatever completely. They're just cutting the development 100%, whereas Porsche is trying to find some, you know, synthetic e-fuel, trying to develop something on like a molecular level that will completely change the game and allow Porsche and everyone else in the world, all other manufacturers, or all of their vehicle manufacturers I should say, but allow everyone to continue to make and develop new internal combustion engines. So now that being said, this article is definitely very promising, I guess, if you're a car enthusiast, because again, like, hopefully, like, I really hope that the internal combustion engine doesn't get completely phased out in my lifetime. I mean, it's almost inevitable that kind of like normie cars or commuter cars are pretty much just gonna be like 100% electric within, you know, this century. Now that being said, guys, I'm not trying to be like too optimistic and say that Porsche with this new e-fuel or whatever that they're trying to develop is going to save car culture around the world. I mean, I sure hope that they come out with something that makes internal combustion engine vehicles as clean as electric vehicles. But on the other, you know, kind of side of things, it's very interesting that Audi and Mercedes are two, you know, manufacturers that are really at the, I guess, tip of the spear for kind of phasing out the internal combustion engine. Obviously, you know, electric manufacturers like Tesla, for example, never even made vehicles with an internal combustion engine, so obviously I'm not counting manufacturers like that. But it's definitely interesting to see some of these more, I guess, traditional vehicle manufacturers really trying to phase out the internal combustion engine. And honestly, who knows, maybe it's just for profit, because again, these are European manufacturers and the European Union does have stricter laws and regulations when it comes to emissions, or they're, you know, they really believe in the new electric vehicle future. So definitely let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this. And again, like I said before, it's going to be a shorter video today. And also, if you haven't already, definitely be sure to subscribe down below, again, to get yourself entered to win $100 worth of my merchandise. I'm going to be announcing that as soon as we hit 1,500 subscribers on the channel, by the way. And in the future, I do want to be doing a lot of giveaways to my subscribers and my subscribers only. So like always, guys, thank you for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.